Hello, so we're going to try to keep this a really quick lesson for faces. I want to finish up this week with faces. I'm not going to belabor this anymore. We'll start a new project next week. So just a couple things I've noticed is when you do your face, hopefully you guys can see this, is obviously we want to do the oval first, the shape of the head. And the main issue I'm seeing is just the size. Like eyes might be a little bit too big for the size face that you've drawn. So hopefully you can kind of see this. And even this one, we can kind of taper this side to make it even. Now, if you don't remember from middle school or studio art, what I usually do is make a line dissecting the face vertically and horizontally. And then your eyes are going to go right in the middle. So they should not be touching in the middle, and they should not be overly large for the space that you have. And then you want to do like kind of see like a lime kind of a shape or a lemon, but kind of squished. And then you just want to try to even it out on the other side. You get like a half circle on the top of this horizontal line and then a half circle on the bottom. So there should be basically 5 pieces, and this could actually come over more to this side actually. Because technically you should have 5 somewhat even areas, like here, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to bring this out a little bit more. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put a line over. And again, if you're looking at yourself, everyone's shapes are going to be a little different. And I would suggest that you try to look at yourself or get a picture of yourself. Sometimes that's a little bit easier if you can get a photo of yourself. And then we're going to put a little another line for the eyelid over here. And then what we're going to do is make your circle for your eye, and it should touch fairly close to the bottom. And then you're going to put in your pupil, and you're just going to do that very dark and then leave a little area for a highlight. Again, a mirror is helpful. And, obviously it's going to be a little darker in value at the top, a little bit of a shadow. And you can certainly add in the shading around the eye, and you can make this a little bit. You can kind of see that. Okay? Now, real quick, eyelashes. Eyelashes are going to come out on this side. I know you guys have done this, so this should be fairly simple. And the main thing I just want to go over is the shading. So I'm just going to kind of put in the eyebrow. And again, the eyebrow should start where the eye starts, maybe a little further in, but not much. And make sure you give yourself ample space between the eyelid and where you start the brow. Again, everyone's are different, so you just want to go in that direction. And you want to make your lines, again, going in the direction that your eyebrows are growing or the hair is growing. Okay? So it kind of forms an arch. Now the arch itself is usually right in the middle of where the pupil itself. It has almost like a 45-degree angle. Okay, so far so good. And again, obviously the hardest part is to try to even the 2 sides out. Now from this line here to the chin, about a little over a third, not quite half, is going to be where you put the bottom of your nose. And you're just going to put a little U shape. And then you just kind of come up from the nose, and you're going to be making your darker, like half circles almost, like for your nostrils. Okay? Then the nose itself is coming from your brow, and you're arching it in. Again, you're going to blend, and that's kind of where the shading part comes in. And we're going to bring it out. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so when you're doing your shading, you're just certainly going to bring this in lightly.
But what if they make a mistake?
Now, just kind of going back to this line, they can erase.
Okay.
Going back to this line, that's kind of like right here on your head. So you're going to have a little extra space up here. And then this is part of where your hair is. So before I get to that, it's kind of was making me think of it. From the end of your nose to the end of your chin, again, about maybe not quite a half, is you're going to make a line that extends from the middle of each eye, the length. And that's just going to be the line that separates your upper and lower lip. And you're using this vertical line to show you where the center is.
Do they have, like, can they do it like half, like, can they do it like half, like, looks different and then half, like, looks different on the other side? Like, both sides are different? Can they do it like that or no?
Well, they could in another project. Right now, we're just kind of working on making things look somewhat realistic. But that's a good question.
I'm not good at making things realistic.
Okay, so at this point, for shading purposes, before we get to the hair, I would definitely clean up edges, go around like the cheekbone, kind of define that a little bit more, clean up around here. You really want to get that area under, I mean, obviously you can erase these lines. You want to get this area underneath the nose, kind of clean up shading around here somewhat. And there's usually a little bit of a value like on the side of the forehead to make your head look rounder. And then definitely a little bit underneath the chin. There's a little bit of a shadow, and you just kind of fade that off, okay? Now for your hair, I'm just kind of thinking, I know, like, say you want your hair and head to look round, so we're just going to kind of bring it on to part of the forehead that you just drew. And then it comes above that, the original line for your head that you drew. And you want to make sure, if you guys can see this, you know, your part, if you have a part, and I think both you girls do.
Hey, that looks like you.
You can arch the line, curve the line so your head looks round, so it doesn't look flat. And then you can just, you know, if you want to show your ears, certainly adds another layer of difficulty.
Like what Mr. G told us, but I didn't have to do that much detail.
So obviously you would kind of go back in and add in as much shading as you can, okay? So like even looking at it like this direction, I can kind of see that this eye would need to be kind of coming up a little bit. So the more you go back into it, you can start off and then go back in. If you have charcoal, you're more than welcome to use charcoal. If you want to try a different medium, by all means, but we're going to kind of wrap it up this week with a final drawing, okay? If you really can't do yourself very well, then you can certainly find a photo of someone and just you can take a picture of the photo that you're doing along with your final drawing. And if you don't have paper, you can just use line paper, whatever you can find. You know, we're just going to make do, okay? Okay, so I'm going to post this on your Google Classroom in a few minutes. So your assignment again this week, along with the daily art journal, is one more final full face drawing with as much shading as you can get in, okay? This is going to be due on a week from today, the 20th, okay? So message me if you have any questions. Okay, thanks. Bye.